God bless you. My name is Brother Zachary, soon to be Brother Peter Michael of the Heart of the Divine Child. I grew up in Illinois, going to a Catholic grade school and going to Mass regularly on Sundays. It was during my fourth grade when the Lord touched my heart because I had a illness where I had a third of my shoulder blade eaten by a tumor. The Lord, through His mercy, led me to encounter Our Lady through the traveling statue of Our Lady of Fatima. It was there that I prayed for the Lord's mercy and for the Lord's grace to know what to do with my life, because I did not know how much time I had left. I was praying before the statue when all of a sudden this wave of heat and cool came over me, and I knew that it was Our Lady and St. Michael that were telling me that it would be okay to trust in the Lord and to not fear. After that, I came to meet and understand what vocation was when I was in 7th grade. There was a seminarian who came to our school and invited the young men to come on a Catholic camp. He did not mention it was a vocation camp, and go and spend some time with some other Catholic young men. And I thought this was a great opportunity. I loved Boy Scouts, and I was in Boy Scouts, and I loved the fraternal aspect, and I didn't know very many young men that were on the fire with the faith in their lives. I wished to come to know them more. So I went to this camp, and all they kept talking about was priesthood, 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 priesthood. I thought, this is interesting, but why did they keep talking about the priesthood? And on the form at the end for the survey, they said, what could we have done better? I said, maybe talk about something else than priesthood. And I look it back and I find it really funny, because now the Lord has touched my heart to not just be a priest, but a religious priest. And it was through this fraternal life that the Lord guided me to become a religious brother first, and then, God willing, a religious priest. In high school, I was on fire with the faith and wanted to know the faith more and make it my own. So I would watch different videos such as Fulton Sheen and learn more about the faith and come to love it and to honor it in my heart. It was through this that the Lord started to bring me closer to a vocation and to see that I was called to be a priest. And I actually started to pray about where the Lord wanted me to go. And I asked the Lord where He wanted me to go, but it wasn't clear, and I was sad. So I decided to go to college and to study to be a teacher. I had originally wanted to go to be an architect, but the Lord in my heart put to be a teacher. And it's beautiful that He put that, because now I use that in my ministry. And so through high school, I grew and grew in my faith. And during my senior year, a priest had invited me to come to the Newman Center where our sisters were serving at the time. And I came as a senior in high school and started to hang around the Newman Center and get to know the sisters. I found a great family there. And through that, I came to know our charism through the sisters. And from that, I came to know who the brothers were and the priests were. And it was actually funny. In August of 2019, before the brothers and priests were founded, I had asked the sister, is there a male branch by chance? And she said, I'll get back to you on that. And so a year later, the Lord had touched one of the sisters' hearts to invite me to come to the called retreat. And it was at one of the convents that we zoomed in to the retreat here in Miami. And the Lord really caused me to wrestle with myself and say, am I really called to be a diocesan or a religious? I don't know. And so I prayed about it, but I didn't really do much about it. And then I went actually to the tomb of Fulton Sheen, and I put in the intention box, where should I put the gift of my vocation, into diocesan or religious life? And the Lord there then gave me a great gift when I was on a pilgrimage in Colorado to in the footsteps of St. John Paul II. And it was there that the Lord touched my heart and helped me to put the puzzle pieces together. And the Lord told me it's to religious life and to be a religious priest. And I went and spoke to my spiritual director right after I got back. I'm like, I don't know what to do, Father. I have all these things going in my heart. And he said, sounds like you need to put the car into gear. So then I went to the sisters one night for a cenacle. I asked one of the sisters if I could speak to them for 10 minutes after a cenacle. She said, you can have 5. And after cenacle, I met with her. I spoke to her. I said, Sister, I spoke to my spiritual director. All these things are going through my heart and this and that. And she said, okay, you can have the rest of the 10. So it was then that I was able to get into contact with Father Joseph Mary, who is now my formator, soon to be superior. And it was through him that he helped me to come to know more the charism and to discern religious life. And then he invited me down to his profession of vows. At the profession of vows, no one was supposed to help him vest except for Brother Inigo. But it was a beautiful thing. He came in his habit, in his novice habit, and was not vested for Mass yet. After he received the full habit of the professed brother, priest, he came back into the sanctuary, and Mother, before he vested as a priest, gave him a stole. And he came over, and I was sitting next to the vestments, and he said, Zachary, it's so good that you're here. Can you hold this for me? And he gave me the stole. And that confirmed for me that I was called to be a religious priest. And it's been a great experience and a great honor of the Lord to be able to give my life to him, to leave it all behind and to say yes to him, to love him with all my heart and to always seek him first.